Hey guys, Corell Cooper here with OnTheBlack.com, here to give you a series recap of the Mets Nationals series. So the Mets swept the Nationals as they should have, improving to 26-20 on the season. Really three takeaways from this series. One is Fernando Martinez finally making his major league debut. He didn't get a hit in the series, which is fine. For a rookie, he looks pretty good though. Looks comfortable at the plate. Looked pretty good in the outfield. He did make one mistake last night, which was not running out a pop up, which is rookie or not, no excuse for that. You learn that in Little League that you need to run out everything, so no excuse from that. Hopefully, we won't see that again from him. But nice looking young player. Hopefully in this next series against the Marlins, he'll get a hit or two and kind of be on his way. So be interesting to see how how he takes advantage of his time here while Ryan Church is on the disabled list. So looking forward to seeing more of Fernando Martinez. Another takeaway, is the emergence of some of our role players or bench players, if you will. With all the injuries the Mets have, 5 of their 8 opening day starters are out right now. So with all the injuries, guys like, Angel Pagan and Fernando Martinez and, even Daniel Murphy and Fernando Tatis and even Ramon Martinez, those guys played well in this series. Again, it is Washington, but, so I don't want to get too crazy about the series, but when you have those reserves in your everyday lineup now, and you're still able to sweep a team and still look good doing it, good job by the reserves, and hopefully they can kind of keep this together until the regulars come back. And then my third takeaway from this series is Johan Santana. I'm not going to get too crazy about this, but, he obviously proved he was human yesterday. He didn't look too good, even though he still got the win. He walked a lot of guys, but also struck out, over 10 batters. I believe he had 11 strikeouts yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. So, interesting stat line there for Johan Santana. He didn't have his best stuff, but it's good to see the Mets score runs for Santana, especially when, he didn't pitch too well. So, Santana now leads the National League in wins by pitchers with 7 wins, but he didn't have his best stuff, so hopefully he'll bounce back in his next start. And now it's time for my who's hot, who's not. Who's hot right now? How about Livan Hernandez? His pitching performance a couple of nights ago was outstanding. He went the distance, only giving up 1 earned run. And over his last 2 starts, Livan Hernandez has pitched 16 innings and has only given up 2 earned runs. So good to see Livan Hernandez filling the back end of the rotation and pitching really well, especially with, Oliver Perez being out and stuff like that. So Livan Hernandez pitching really well right now. Flip side of that is who's not hot. Don't want to kind of kick the guy when he's down, but Ryan Church, even though he's injured right now, really hasn't, had a good season up until this point. He's only got 1 home run on the season. He's, hasn't had an RBI since the end of April. He's been in and out of the lineup. He started off the season really hot, and then for some reason the Mets took him out of the starting lineup, and then he faded after that. When he came back into the starting lineup, he wasn't hitting the ball, and now he's injured. And, I've said this before, I think, Jerry Manuel isn't too fond of Ryan Church for whatever reason, and it's unfortunate. I think Ryan Church is a pretty solid player. He's good out in the field as well too. Excellent arm, but I don't think he's one of Jerry Manuel's favorites. And I wouldn't be surprised if by the trade deadline Ryan Church is packaged in a deal and sent out of here. But when he was in the lineup over the last few weeks, he was not hitting the ball, was not driving in runs. So Ryan Church not hot right now. And up next for the Mets is 3 games against the Marlins this weekend. The Marlins come into town. They just beat the Phillies 2 out of 3, which is good. The Mets are in first place now, partly because of that. But at the beginning of this week, I said with these 6 games coming up between Washington and the Marlins, I was looking for the Mets to win at least 5 out of 6. They've already swept Washington, so to get 2 out of 3 this weekend I don't think is much to ask for. So looking forward to seeing the Mets play this weekend. Hopefully they can take 2 out of 3 from the Marlins. And that's it for my series recap, guys. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Talk to you soon.